and salutations, viewers. I'm StarPrincessHLC, and welcome back to Sepia Tears. When we last left off, we followed our little friend out the window, drank some gross pulpy juice, and essentially almost made ourselves late for class for no really good reason other than to get to know Myra a bit more. But now we're back in class, and it's been a few minutes after the morning bell finished chiming, and teacher walks in, and my first class begins. Sweet, let's begin. I'm on time? Either that or he's 10 minutes late. I sigh audibly and slouch in my chair. Lillian. Random thought about Lillian, I guess. Of course. She'll be here, won't she? And after everything that happened before, I'm not sure what to say to her. Except maybe, I love you? Oh, looks like the class is beginning. Guess I better try to pay attention today. I wouldn't want my fantasy girlfriend getting upset with me. The key word being, try. Lunch arrives before I realize it. Yeah, this whole pay attention thing doesn't really suit me. More importantly, I've got to track down Rin and Lucas to ask about what they were doing the other day, and why there was a random snowman that Lillian just had to hug. Oh, there they are.
Do you understand now? This is why the ratio is so important.
I see. It isn't the first time I've said it, but you're a strange guy. Lillian and Lucas are in our usual spot, talking about something. It's probably, homework. Bleh. I can hear them from where I'm standing, but they can't see me. What? I'm not eavesdropping. I'm just checking my watch that I'm currently not wearing. See? No watch. Extremely slowly. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had a freckle there.
It might sound strange to you, but it's a key element of character design.
Is he talking about big boobs?
How do you expect to learn to draw if you can't look at things from the perspective of the fan?
He's talking about boobs, isn't he? Well, this was just your impromptu idea.
That's not the point. Information like this comes in handy everywhere in life.
He's talking about boobs. I'm sure he's talking about boobs. I'd like to know even a single place where that might come in handy.
That's an insignificant detail.
It has to be boobs. I'm sure it has to be boobs.
Just don't forget. 4125. It's a necessity.
I might regret asking, but do you really find these things that interesting?
But of course, it is a vital aspect of my existence.
And you're not ashamed at all to talk about it? Not in the slightest? Not even to a girl? It has to be boobs. I bet you it's gonna be boobs.
Well, maybe a little, but I have no need to admit that to you.
You weren't planning on saying that, were you?
A cunning mastermind such as myself makes no mistakes. Hang on, my glasses are a little foggy. But occasionally a slip of the tongue does occur.
Something strange. I'm not sure what, but you're a strange guy.
And I'm not interested in ordinary humans, so I have no complaints.
Lillian laughs in reaction, but it's not the same way you'd laugh at a sitcom on TV or a bad pun. But then again, those are fabricated in general, so. You're far more transparent than you think. Has anyone ever told you that?
Not in recent memory.
Damn it, something's not right! You create an identity by pretending to push reality away, but really you're just... Sorry I'm late. I barge into the hall. I had to talk to one of my teachers after class. What have you guys been up to?
Well, I was just telling Lillian about the ideal ratio of...
Never mind that. What have you been doing, Lillian? I wanted to know if he was actually talking about boobs. Because I bet you that's what he was doing. He was talking about anime boobs. My only normal friend here? Just the usual. Then let's eat. Studying makes me hungry. I take out my lunch with more vigor than necessary. The others seem to notice that something's off, but never mind, it's lunchtime. That's all. So that whole weird-ass conversation, we're just gonna out the window. Really. But I remembered something as our conversation continued. It's not a complete memory, but it's there somewhere. It happened by chance. Lucas's binder was left lying on the ground, and a small, brightly colored object stuck out from the front. It was a bookmark. It was a normal bookmark for the most part, crudely laminated with a plain design. Isn't that the one we saw on Lillian's desk the other day? The only notable thing about it was that I'd seen it before. It was lying in Lillian's drawer yesterday, tucked safely away. That's what I thought. I keep telling myself that's pointless, but I can't shake the feeling that this memory is somehow relevant. Did Lucas give it to her as a present? That might make sense, but then how does he have the same one? Well, maybe they made multiples. Maybe it's like best friends forever through reading. It's more interesting than a charm bracelet, I guess, because then it forces you to actually read and be intelligent. It could just be a coincidence, but I know it isn't. It's silly. The thing I'm trying to remember is so irrelevant that I forgot it after only a year, and yet it must have been important to at least one person for it to be stored away so deliberately. Mark, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just reminiscing over a bookmark for some reason. I don't know. I'm still questioning what the hell Lucas was talking about. I'm just...
Alright, just making sure. Anyway, as I was saying, Lily continues talking, but my mind is too clouded to make any sense of it. Probably still trying to figure out what the hell Lucas is talking about.
Hang on a moment. That isn't who I think it is it?
I turn to look outside, and my suspicion is proven correct. At first, I had only seen one, but there are two figures out in the snow. One of them has every right to be there, although she should probably be sitting with us instead. As for the other...
Sorry guys, but I'll be back in a moment. Watch my stuff. Don't eat my sandwich while I'm gone.
I spring to my feet and dash outside. Well, well, look who decided to show up. Gasping for breath, I catch them before they reach the entrance. Oh, so my little sister's hanging out with this strange girl that's basically a ninja, assassin, vampire, ghost, mummy, MIB agent.
That's what I should be telling you. What are you doing here?
Nothing in particular. I was bored, so I decided to pay you a visit.
At school, of all places?
I did say I would come back, didn't I? This just proves that I'm not a liar. I'm just weird.
That's besides the point.
Only if you wanted to be.
What? What, do you even care about making sense anymore? What is sense?
Don't be mad, Oni-chan. Myra just bumped into me on the way to school and asked for directions. Then we started talking and she ended up following me here. She was just trying to be friendly and probably sneak into your bedroom later. I know about the window scene.
And you don't think that's even remotely creepy?
More importantly, your sister seems to be quite an interesting person, Mark. Myra puts on a mischievous grin as if she knows something she isn't supposed to know and wants me to know that she knows it.
We're not getting into incest, are we?
Anyway, what were we idling about here for? Let's just go grab something to eat.
What? I already have a lunch.
That's okay, junk food tastes better. Can't argue with that, but it's not good for you after a while.
And I have friends to eat with.
Don't you want to eat with your precious childhood friend?
Who said you were my childhood friend?
I did. Now let's go.
Wait.
Have fun!
Oh, come on! I keep ditching my friends, so they're ditching me, so what the heck are you holding? So, what exactly are these things?
Just eat it. What's the worst that could happen?
You could poison me, that's what. Yeah, exactly, you could be trying to poison me.
Why would I do something like that?
Not sure why you do anything you do. I mean, you jumped out the window earlier, come on.
Good point. Well, I guess you'll have to live in fear as long as I'm by your side.
Sounds like a dream come true.
Myra takes a bite out of the fish-shaped snack.
Oh, okay, I guess I could see if it was a fish. I don't know, you bit the eye off, I think. These things creep me out. I'm not sure if I want to know what's inside them. I think I heard Rin talking about these once. Something about a character that really liked them.
Oh, and what happened?
I think she died. That's disappointing. Well, maybe she came back to life or something. I don't know. It's not like that's relevant or anything.
Yeah, guess not.
That was an odd pause.
Anyway, what are you waiting for? Surely you don't want to starve out here after voluntarily choosing to skip lunch.
Yeah. I'm sure Lillian and Lucas are not going to be happy with me about this. I guess in her world, voluntarily choosing means being physically dragged from one point to another.
You won't know what it's like until you try it. Take a bite.
Fine, fine. If I die, I blame you. Sweet.
I know, isn't it great?
That's not bad.
See? She takes another bite, looking like a kid in a candy store.
You're not difficult to please, are you?
Are you implying something?
No, I'm asking directly.
That's not the point.
Now, do you see how I feel when I talk to you?
She devours the last of her snack to hide the fact that she's at a loss for words, for once.
You look like you don't have a worry in the world. It must be nice.
I don't have much to worry about in the first place, right? We can take as much time as we need. That smile, it makes me uncomfortable.
Anyway, I'm just glad you weren't trying to poison me with this thing after all.
I told you I wouldn't do something like that. The most I do is try to mess with your social life, which you are doing technically by making me miss lunch with my friends.
That's supposed to be comforting?
You're easy to toy with.
Ugh. So, Myra, if you don't want to tell me about yourself, then tell me about your past, the distant past even.
Why would you ask that all of a sudden?
Well, you're talking to Rin, right? She must have asked something about you, and I don't think you could have worded your way around it. My sister's kind of tricky. I mean, she drop-kicked me into a door once.
Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
True. But still, you must have told her something, right? It's a little unfair that she knows more about you than I do, and she spent less time with you.
Myra props her chin on her fingers. Fair enough. So, where do you want me to start?
Now that's a tricky one. I don't even think she'd agree. Well, what about your life before high school? What were you doing before we met?
You don't pull your punches, do you? She grins awkwardly, but continues on. I'm not sure if I told you this, but I was living in another country a few years ago. It was from the end of junior high to the beginning of high school.
Okay, now I'm curious. Feel free to stop talking when you want, but mind telling me how you ended up in another country?
Well, it's a long story.
I can wait. You dragged me away from lunch, I might as well listen to your story.
I know, but... She sighs audibly. I guess that's the end of that.
It's alright, I understand. Sorry for prying. You try and get her to talk, and then you back down. Why?
Oh no, there's no need to apologize. Nice to see that you're being open with me.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? So far, you're a blank slate. You haven't told me much about yourself either. That's because you already seem to know all there is to know. Seems like every time I try to talk to you, you're like, I know. Can't argue with that.
I smirk unconsciously. It's like I'm talking to an old friend. Well, it's up to you, but...
Oh, well, it's up to you, but I don't think it's helping us grow closer if you don't tell me anything about yourself. I don't mean to hit a nerve, but you really want to know. When you put it that way, I'm not sure. Maybe you really are a ninja, assassin, vampire, ghost, MIB, mummy girl. Hard to tell.
If it's important to you, then I can talk, but only if you promise that you're not just doing it out of curiosity. I stare at her, and regret sinks in.
Sorry.
No, I should apologize. It isn't like me to get this serious.
You know, even though I haven't known you for long, I think we've talked enough for me to understand just a little bit about you. I know enough to say you're not suited to being depressed.
Hey, I'm still human. Humans are allowed to be depressed.
Then how do you explain jumping off the roof and vanishing into the snow?
Well, maybe I'm just a special human. Or I'm a ninja, assassin, vampire, ghost, MIB mummy. You never know.
A human can teleport isn't a human.
You shouldn't ruin a girl's dreams. Teleporting would be cool, I can't lie on that one.
Yep, she's definitely back to normal. You know, excuse me. You know, you're a lot more childish than I first thought.
What? Would you rather I act like an elegant lady that lives in a mansion, drinks expensive tea every morning, and goes to a prestigious all-girls high school?
That was a very specific example.
Is she telling us more than she's letting on?
No, I'm not saying it as an insult. I just find it surprising. I think it's kind of nice that you act like this. Makes me feel like I can relate to you.
You don't think you can relate to the refined type?
Well, no, not really. I don't think many of us can either.
Maybe you're right. Well, that's okay. I'm far from refined, as you can see. Myra brushes her hair aside and her dark expression with it. This is who I really am, anyway. Just an eccentric kid who enjoys a quiet night of reading.
And all this talking is giving me a tickle.
Oh, God.
I guess that voice is harder on my throat than I thought. That's how you want to put it. That I'm just a weak-willed slacker who would skip school right before exams to talk to a girl he barely knows.
It's an odd combination, but I think it works.
And that's all that matters.
Come on, let's go. The day is still young. Don't you have school to go back to, Mark? And you, Myra?
I'm just saying.
She walks up ahead, and for once I willingly follow. Fair enough. It's an odd combination, but I think it works. The phrase remained in my mind as the hours passed. I still remember Lillian's downcast eyes that studied the ripples in her mug of hot chocolate, but that memory is dueling with the strangely captivating performance that Myra is putting on. Oh no, love triangle perhaps. Those are always fun. I can't explain it, but with Myra, it feels as if we've known each other for a really, really long time. But getting attached is dangerous. Depends, I guess. Oh, we're back in the park. I checked my watch. 2 p.m. I don't have a watch. School has long since started for the evening, so there's no chance of making it back.
Congrats, Myra. You've successfully made me skip class. Just when I was trying to actually put a little effort into school, you make me skip class. She complains about me not doing work, but then she makes me miss work. Just saying.
Really? She pulls out an elegant pocket watch and checks the time. What time does lunch end again?
1 p.m.
Well, if you want to head back, I guess it's alright. I know you're not exactly a top student, so I wouldn't want you failing on my account. Is she actually being considerate? Also, she's got a fancy pocket watch. Interesting.
Well, I probably should head back. But then you'd be all alone, wouldn't you?
I suppose I would. I dragged you out of school for a reason, after all, so I'd like it if you stayed.
So you were just offering to be polite?
I guess you could say that. Somehow I'm not surprised.
It's fine. I think this was a worthy sacrifice anyway. I mean, sacrifices are important sometimes.
That's true. It's like the concept of risk-taking, isn't it?
Huh?
Think about it. No one likes feeling vulnerable, but in sacrificing the comfort of the status quo, you might get something more valuable than what you've had before.
I suppose that's right.
It is, isn't it? But to be honest, that's the kind of thing that only works in economics textbooks. It's like when you buy a patty, but you're too afraid to take the first bite in case it's too hot.
Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to, isn't it? Humans are naturally afraid of burning their tongues. Hey, I've done it before. It happens.
Yep. I know more about that than anyone else.
What, you've burned your tongue multiple times? I get the feeling you mean that literally.
Oh, you mean we weren't talking about food? I don't get this, girl. I really don't. The city sure is a nice place in the winter, isn't it? Myra stretches out her arms and embraces the chilly wind. The sun is already sinking and her light hair is almost glowing.
You're almost talking like you're new to the place.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just being mysterious. Maybe I'm not. You're kind of guessing through the whole of this game, aren't you?
I knew you'd say that.
My hands are in my pockets, grudgingly hiding from the cold, but I unconsciously scratch the side of my face.
It's always like this in the winter, though. Even though the snow piles up in the parking lot by February, winter is known to be our most beautiful season.
I can see why. It's refreshing. She takes in a deep breath, and I feel compelled to do the same. Her cheeks turn red from the cold. Then, that was when it hit me.
You're not used to winter, are you?
No, I guess I'm not. It doesn't even occur to me that I'm asking about her past. Well, to be honest, I spent the last few years of my life in a place with very mild winters. But I used to live here before, so it's not a major change. I guess you could say that's nostalgic for me.
You don't mind me asking, why exactly did you leave the country? You don't have to answer, but it sounds like you really didn't want to go.
I never had much of a life here. I was different as a child, too. I wasn't like you and your sister and your friends at school. I never had to worry about the problems that normal kids face, like homework and friendship and romance. There was nothing tying me to this place, so I left. But I guess that doesn't mean that I was happy to go.
Are you happy now?
Sorry, I said too much, didn't I? I didn't mean to make you worry, but I never get to talk about myself, so. But to answer your question, yes, I'm happy now, I'm pretty sure.
Then that's all that matters.
Slowly, aimlessly, we move forward, footprints following us in the snow. There's nothing inescapably nostalgic about early winter sunsets. All those days when the sun sets before 6 and it feels like late evening when you're coming home from school. It's a little bit wistful.
How far do you live, by the way?
Not too far. Here and there.
What are you, a vagrant? Are you, wandering around in a cart or something? I should have expected an answer like that from you.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Don't tell me we're back to square one after everything we've talked about.
Well, I can't be too open, can I? That would ruin the surprise.
I wonder what goes through this girl's mind. Anyway, there's one thing you forgot to calculate this time.
Her expression freezes. Avast, a weak point. Maybe now we can find out if she actually is a ninja, assassin, vampire, ghost, MIB, mummy.
This time.
Are you going to finish the sentence or not?
Sorry, I just want to see how long the suspense could last.
I think you pushed it a bit too far.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, I was trying to say, I was only asking you where you live to make sure you could stay up this late.
Oh, wait, you're worried about me?
Worried is the wrong word. I'm just concerned.
That's the same thing.
Regardless, you might live outside the city for all I know. I wouldn't want you going home too late.
It's getting dark, but it'll still early. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm totally fine. And yes, you can hear the garage downstairs. But yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, but... well, you live close enough to get home by yourself, right?
I do, don't worry. Although, she just mumbled something. I hate when people do that. I said...
You said...
I said I wouldn't mind if you walked me home anyway.
Oh. Well?
That's still early, isn't it? There's no need to think about going home yet. Don't get all serious now.
You started it.
Either she's doing this on purpose or she's just as nervous as me.
Aw, they're bonding over... not much, really, just saying.
My money's on the former. Come on, let's go. You walk too slowly.
Alright, I'm coming, sheesh. Girls, am I right? How long have we been wandering the streets like this?
Maybe a couple of hours?
And you said that out loud. Did it sound at least slightly ridiculous to you?
Not really, should it have?
Yes, of course it should have. Doesn't our aimlessness bug you even a little?
As long as you're having fun, right?
I suppose. I don't know how walking around for hours with nothing to do is fun, but
maybe I'm missing something.
Still, we should probably think of somewhere to go. My feet are killing me.
You need to improve your stamina.
Huh. You mean you're not tired yet?
No, not really.
But you hardly seem physically fit.
Really? Do I come across as playful, innocent girl with a psychological scar somewhere in her past?
That came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Are you sure you're okay, girlfriend? Or something like that? When did everyone around me become psychic? Wait, he was actually thinking that? What is going on in this game? I'm just as confused as I started in the beginning. Just saying.
I can imagine you running laps, but anything's possible.
I get that reaction a lot. We had a sports day at school once, and everyone thought I wouldn't be able to do a thing for the class.
And I'm guessing I know what happened next.
I won first place in the 200-meter.
Ah, so you're intelligent, sophisticated, and athletic.
Don't forget, reliable and organized.
Are you a ninja, assassin, vampire, ghost, MIB, mummy? Great.
Don't worry, though. I couldn't do housework to save my life, and I always spill the crumbs when I'm eating cookies, so I'm not perfect either.
Who's perfect? Do you know anyone who's perfect? I certainly don't.
How comforting. I swear, this girl is, One of these days, you've got to cure that daydreaming habit.
Easier said than done.
It can't be that bad, just try focusing more.
I can't. My brain is always working. It's like a laptop without a power button. Or at least the power button is stuck. Except it never runs out of batteries.
And it can't calculate 2-digit products without a pencil and paper?
Most people can't.
You're too easy.
Well, at least I'm always thinking about something. Maybe I'm actually a genius and no one realizes it. I can invent something amazing. I don't know what, but I could.
A genius that's nearly failing second year math?
It could happen. Geniuses don't have to be...
I was about to say smart. That would be very genius-like of me. I'm sure there are people who have gone on to be geniuses and they were laughed at in school or something. You never know.
Don't have to be academically successful to be intelligent. I could just be, I don't know, cheap.
I hate to admit it, but you might be right. Still, you have to learn to control your mind. A powerful brain is being wasted on a person like you.
Just remember, this is the brain that decided to sacrifice a valuable half-day of school, most likely missing a test or two, to waste the evening with a girl it hardly knows, and not accomplishing much.
I never said an unsophisticated brain couldn't be a nice one. Compliment number 2? Question mark? She still isn't very good at this.
Okay, now my feet are really hurting.
Isn't that what we were originally talking about?
It is, isn't it?
The conversation was about to go on another little tangent before I realized what she was doing. She's being a tricksy hobbitess.
Come on, even you must be tired by now.
Just a little. Score.
See? So we should sit down somewhere. Somewhere warm.
Well, if you're that tired, I know a place we can go. I notice Myra limping slightly as she walks ahead.
Either your leg is broken or you're as tired as I am.
Alright, fine, you win. That's what I thought. Score 1 for the mark man. But I'm not cold yet, so we're staying outside.
Is this even an official path?
It's official enough.
I didn't know officialness worked on a spectrum.
For a well-shoveled and salted city sidewalk with stores and lounges and food on every corner, I somehow found myself climbing up a snow-covered hill in the middle of nowhere. I can't even begin to fathom why I trusted Myra's idea of a nice place to relax. You know, this is...
Yeah, this is probably dangerous. We could fall and break our necks.
I used to go here all the time in the past. It'll be fun.
It's probably illegal as well.
No worries. The police have better things to do than to patrol an old hill in the corner of the city.
I had better things to do than be climbing an old hill in the corner of the city, but I'm still doing it. Well, as long as we don't die, I guess I'm fine with it.
We probably won't die. Either way, you're climbing below me, so I'll land on you if we fall.
In other words, you probably won't die.
Precisely.
Don't worry, though.
Oh, don't worry, though. I'm light. I don't think I could kill you that easily.
That isn't the problem here.
Oh, look! That's the top.
And what is exactly so special about this place to begin with?
You'll find out soon enough. Come on. Myra beckons me to climb faster, and despite my frozen toes and soaking wet socks, I follow. Is it gonna be stargazing time? Oh, cityscape staring instead. What can I say?
What can I say? This place is beautiful. And it takes a lot for someone like me to say that.
See, I told you it'd be worth it. I take a deep breath. The hill is overlooking the city. It's pretty stunning.
Say, is there any reason for that huge tree we planted there?
Actually, yes, there is. You can't tell by now, but it's actually a cherry blossom tree. It was donated by a local CEO of a multinational company, and it's been growing here ever since.
Oh, pretty impressive.
From what I heard, he planted it here to mark what he deemed to be the most beautiful place in the city.
You seem to know an awful lot about this person.
Well, I read a lot of books. He's sort of a legend in the city, too, so it's only natural that I know about him.
Actually, I think I've heard this story before. What was his name? Kennedy? Or was it Kendrick?
Leonard Kinsey.
Close enough.
The company he formed has close ties to East Asia as well.
Explains why he chose the cherry tree.
Yes, it does. Both a business gesture and a sentimental one.
He sounds like a great man.
He is. But... the last word.
But
what?
You started it.
It's a blessing and a curse. Just think about it. His story is a glamorous one, right? The way he fought against the odds, overcoming his rivals, a tale of human courage and willpower. But what about the people he left behind? There's a lot of emptiness. Not for him, really, but for the people who weren't there to witness his struggle against the world.
Don't worry about it. You're fine now, right?
It hurts.
If you're fine now, there's nothing else to worry about. It's as simple as that.
The wind sings its hollow song in the silence.
But if you want to cry, then it's okay.
It's all right. I'm fine, really. But thanks for the offer. Her words vanish into the twilight. I wonder if she has some kind of connection to this guy with the cherry blossom thing. Otherwise, it seems kind of weird for her to just bring that up out of nowhere. But yeah, that is kind of a point, you know. People become famous for certain things, but, you know, everyone always tends to focus on, oh, they accomplished so much, they did this. Don't really focus much on the struggle that person did in order to get to where they are, all the sacrifices they had to make. That could be of anybody. You know, it's like, it's nice that you get, you know, known for your accomplishments, but at the same time, people forget that you had to struggle a lot and probably lose people and lose things in your life in order to get to where you are. And we're all human in that sense. She sits there mere inches from me, shielded by a glass wall. It's the closest we've ever been, and I never felt so far. But I'll never forget this cold wind and her warm shoulder an inch from mine. It's one of those rare, precious moments when you realize that each passing second is being written as a memory. Oh, we're on into the next chapter. Day 5. Trust. Interesting. Very interesting. But I think this is a good place to stop for now, because that was quite a long one, but it was really interesting. So, we'll have to continue and see what's going to happen in the next part, because this is still getting kind of mysterious. We still don't really know much about Myra, although there are certain little cracks that are starting to form in her wall. But not a lot, so I guess we're going to have to work on that in the next part. But for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell.